Greetings and welcome to One Sparkle Love Church, Unispherical Muse, LLC. Now, we have to understand everything in life is a mathematical equation. Now, yeah, I can't look distance and I get dizzy, so this is only for close-up. Alright, so I have to bring them down. I'm looking at the buttons, I have to put it up. Anyways, when you understand everything is math, 1, knowing what you want, 2 is path traveled, 3 is the end result. It's that simple. It's the same thing as birth, death, rebirth creates reincarnation. It's that simple. It's not rocket science, it's logic. Now, when I'm 12, I started growing my own plants, okay? So I did it from the age of 15. So I'm a girl from a small town, never went to high school. I ain't playing those shenanigan games. Thank you very much. So as life traveled, I ended up getting 2 doctorate degrees and 1 is a Ph.D. I'm working on my 3rd doctorate degree and I want dual Ph.D. I'm 61, so I've had plenty of time of practice, all right? 1, knowing what you want, 2 is path traveled, 3 is the end result. Most people don't know number 2. I do. I create it. I manifest it. It happens. In my 20s, I wanted a government job. First 3 jobs I had, out of business. Well, this is not going to work. I need security. What'd I do? I want a government job. My 30s, I wanted to be a gang mower. A gang mower is 15-foot wingspan, 11 blades, 4-wheel drive, and hydraulics. My truck is a 550 10-cylinder. That means I have a CDL. I can drive 18-wheel trucks on the freeway. Okay, I have a tanker endorsement. Why? Because this is what I wanted. So, 20s, I wanted a government job. My 30s, I wanted a gang mower job. And my 40s, I became a gang mower in a government job. A gang mower is 15-foot wingspan, 11 blades, 4-wheel drive, and hydraulics. Why? Because I don't play with the little boy toys. I play with the big girl toys. Let me tell you. The men called co-workers, 30 years professional landscaping. Hello, hello. They know I'm large and in charge. I take care of business. That's the word on the street. What's the street? In the district. All right? So they all know that I take care of business. It's called work ethic. All right? Guess what? Get your priorities straight. 25 years in college. Popped out a couple of kids. My youngest is 40. Married 3 times. Divorced 3 times. And cancer 3 times. Wow. Okay. Well, the higher up keeps sending me back. Why? Because I will do more in 1 lifetime than most people do in 10 lifetimes. Fact. 13 years in accounting. I'm like, dude, this is so boring. I gotta go play in the sunshine and become a landscaper. Yeah, 30 years professional. Thank you very much. And when I retire, I'll be 62 years old. And I will be a world traveling metaphysician. First career, accounting. Second career, landscaping. Third career is a metaphysician. What I do is I teach quantum physics and metaphysics through spirituality. That's what I do. That's what I've always done since the day I was born. Why? Because most people think that it's important to, let's play this little piece of paper game called money. Dude, why do you waste my space with that? What it is time, space, and mass matter creates infinity. And it's all a mathematical equation. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. It's logic. All right? Now, if you understand that most of the subjects in college, metaphysics is when you go to Yale and Stanford, guess what? That is a philosophy major degree. Metaphysics is a minor degree. And I have a PhD in it. Thank you very much. Now, you got to know what you're doing. Now, in college, I took every test under the sun for 10 years. What would I be good at for my personality? What body parts am I using, for example? In accounting, 90% your fingers. Well, lo and behold, what did I get? I got 2 ganglion cysts, then removed, and I have carpal tunnel and tendonitis. This is what you do when you know how to conquer what it is you need to conquer. So then I switched gears. I don't want to play it no more because I'm going to keep getting them. So I became a landscaper. Lo and behold, they say that I work like a man. Well, what are we here for? It's called work ethic. You get a job, you better know why you're getting the job. People, I ask them all the time, are you meditating? They say yes. I say, well, why? Why do you meditate? And they just look at me. Like one time I had this guy wanted to interview me because I make my own music, art, design clothes. I do a lot of stuff. And he interviewed me over at Starbucks years ago. He lives in Canada, and I'm on SoundCloud, and he wants to get creation inspiration. So people listen to my music, it's each one is individual because it is describing the personality of the characters and the scenes. And these are fractal characters. And in math, it's basically algebra, geometry, fractals, and Fibonacci. And that is the 4 levels in geometry. And I am creating the 5th level. That is my job. That's why I keep getting sent back. All right? So one is knowing why you're doing something. So he's talking to me, and I said, so what is the point of creating your music? What do you want to do with this? He says, I want to relax and help people. Well, what are you relaxing? You relaxing their mind? You relaxing their emotion? You relaxing their body? You're relaxing their spirit? What are you doing? Because I have to think about that. I had another coworker years later, knew I was going for a doctorate degree. We're standing at the time clock, and he goes, I'm going to school to be a doctor. I said, really? And what kind of doctor is that? Mind, body, emotion, spirit. He goes, I have to think about that. People just go about life doing whatever they're doing. They don't think. You need to ask why. 5 little things they taught you in school. Who, what, where, when, why, how. Guess what? Doesn't mean you throw it in the trash when you finish school. No, you take that through life. All right? Now, remember, on the inside is more important, which is the internal landscape, more so than the outside world, external landscape. And most people would equate this to introvert and extrovert, all right? Introvert is what the world has done to me. Extrovert is what I have done to the world. Now, 1, knowing what you want. 2 is path travels. You better understand that life is puzzle pieces. You must put the puzzle pieces together to figure out what you're doing in life. And then the end result is number 3. Number 1 is past life. Number 2 is present life. 3rd is future life. Guess what? The left is your past. The right is your future. Center is now. Each and every day you wake up, what are you doing? You're creating kosher motif. All right? Kosher is balance, motif is lifestyle. What are you creating? Do your numbers. When you meditate, why are you meditating? Are you meditating to help your mind, body, emotion, spirit? What are you meditating on? Why do you do what you do? Pay attention. Now, in my 20s, I knew I needed a place to live. In my 60s, what I do? I bought over 5 acres of land in my 20s because I needed a place to live in my 60s. I'm a long-term planner. And whatever I then plan, I create, I manifest, and it then exists in my life. That's how it works. So when I was growing plants from age 12 to age 15, I was basically gearing myself up to be a landscaper. And then what I do is I bring it into everyday life. Just like you have to understand that I kept a plant-based food list of what I can eat. There's 7 categories for 40 years. And so there are thousands of foods I can no longer eat because I third cancer. Because I can eat something, it helps the top half of my body, like my nerve damage because of the cancer, but yet it's messing up my kidneys and livers. So that's what I'm flowing in right now. And life is not a happy camper when the kosher motif is not where it needs to be. And that's what I'm working on. So I've pretty much been doing this for about 3 months now. So 4 years, the cancer was eating the bone in my head. 12 different doctors, dentists, specialists, so on and so forth, call themselves professionals, couldn't figure out why I got pain in my head. Well, it was a sinus cancer. Third ENT, she found the massive progressive tumor in my sinus, moved up to the middle of my head and was eating the bone in the middle of my head. And then pretty much you do your chemo and radiation cancer treatments. So while I'm at home, bored out of my mind, I got rid of my TV called the Stupid Box 20 years ago. And then what am I going to do? I'm bored out of my mind. I can't go nowhere. I'm at home because I have to go for these cancer treatments every day. You can't be driving and stuff. Like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? So I decided it was time to conquer the biggest fear I've always had in my life. Now, I'm a girl from a small town, very shy. What was I going to do? Public speaking. How was I going to conquer this? So what I did was I started doing a podcast, and it's just me and the microphone, and I'm so ready to pass out. In college, I took speech class. I didn't stand up from the chair. I was going to have a heart attack. And then when I took acting and I was up on stage, it's like, and the teacher says, slow down, relax. When I was, I went for, because I was a model from age 12 to age 49, professional model. So I was going for a competition, and it's just like, of 200 women, I'm so nervous. I'm walking the catwalk, and I start singing the song that they're playing because I'm so nervous, and because my mouth was moving, I got 3rd place. Oh, I was so teed off. I left. I was not going to do any celebrating. Are you kidding me? I was so nervous. So that's the thing my whole life is conquering that fear. That's what life's about. So I started doing podcasts. I started doing videos, and now I have 3 years, and I'm so wore out. I got everything out that I was kept inside for 55 years. And now people are like, you're so inspirational. And, well, cool. That's what my job is, right? So I was blessed with many of God's gifts for humanity. It's all about the heart smiles and belly laughs. So one of the projects that I had to do in college was basically a creative project. So what I did was many things that happen in life I pull from. Just like Deuteronomy is the 7 deadly sins. So I created the universe is calling you for the 7 deadly sins so that children, it's a children's book, fragmentology. Fragmentology means the fractals in the micro, in the macro, in the matrix. That's what it's all about. It's fragmentology. It's on Amazon. And so I furthered it universe is calling you. And so it's 3 books in one called Fragmentology 5 in 1. Now all the characters have a particular job because there are 5 elements in existence. And so basically they each have their own job: air, earth, fire, water, space. And so as a landscaper growing plants all my life, one of the characters is Simwaki. Yeah, he's a plant caretaker. Okay, so basically it is abstract, you see? So on the left, his shoulder, he basically has houses and buildings. And then people ask why the teeth. Well, he's a plant caretaker, and so he has to take care of the plant and then to eat it. Because actually, as human beings, we are bipedal molecules. Everything is a molecule, okay? So bipedals, because we have 2 legs. If we had 4 legs, we'd be quadrupedal, and those are the ones that have the teeth. You see? So we're not supposed to eat meat in reality. That is just what other people push on you. But technically, as human beings, we're not like wolves and stuff. So we don't have the fangs and the canines, and we're not supposed to eat meat. I'm just laying the truth on you, okay? Now, in the children's book, these I drew back in 2013, published my book, created the music that goes with the characters in 2.5 years, 90 paintings, 90 sketches, and the music, 90 songs, and yeah, it's still streaming somewhere online, I don't know. Anyways, the teacher, I just finally finished. When I don't have time to paint, I use colored pencils, and this is Mrs. Wiggles. I just finished coloring her. Now, if you can see, on one side is her hair that goes down, and then on the other side is her hat. And since I design my own clothes, I'm designing her clothes, you see? That's what I'm doing. And that's one of the things I do. And then now I'm working on coloring in Nafan, night guide. So during the night, you will have guides in your sleep. Good, bad, and otherwise, okay? So these are people from past lives that have never existed in life. I mean, so on and so forth, right? So when you go into your sleep state, you will see that your body then in REM is numb. It doesn't move. You're comatose because your body is astral traveling, all right? So while you're doing that, you go into different multiverses and multi-galaxies to come back, and you're bringing that knowledge back. That's why you have a choice. Are you rich in what realm? Well, you can just keep those pieces of paper called money. I don't waste my space in that. I turn around and brought my knowledge from past life into this life. And that's how I am very wealthy, rich in knowledge. And so with this, I then collect the information from past lives. In this life, I'm creating my next life. That's why I will do more in one lifetime, this one, more than most people do in 10 lifetimes. Now, the other character I'm working on is Nafan, Night Guide. Now, he is sort of like an Indian guide. So I'm coloring him in right now. And then eventually, it's a animated movie. It's the characters go ebook, paperback, audiobook, video book, and you know, it just goes on. And so I have to wait till I retire, and I planned in my 20s to retire at 62. Well, now, since I'm having so many health issues from cancer, it's like, okay, what I wanted is happening. That's what I say. I create, I manifest, and this is how life happens. You have to know what you want. Otherwise, you get what you want, but not how you want it because you weren't specific on what you wanted. You must be specific. Start keeping a notebook And what you want one day may not be what you want the next day. Why? Because you have to think about it 3 days in a row. Sleep on it 3 days in a row. And on the 4th day, you will then know what it is that you need to do. In life, I don't need or want. That is emotional immaturity. That's a 2-year-old. I desire, I create, I manifest. And that's what I do all my life. I think it happens all the time. That's the way it works. And so, remember, create your plan. 1, step 2 equals step 3. That's how it works. And life is love is life. Blessing from Reverend Dr. Juanita Lewis, D.Div, Ph.D. And thank you for your support. Peace out.